Hello and welcome. Today I am at the Native Plant Center in Valhalla, New York. It's part of Westchester Community College, which strives to educate people on the value of native plants, why we need them, their economic value, and their beauty as well. The garden has a central area with pavers that's divided into 4 similar sections and perennials that include purple coneflower, coreopsis, mountain mint, and other lovely perennials. Our ecosystems are out of balance. As gardeners, we have a lot of power and can help improve these ecosystems. Gardeners are managers who decide what lives and dies every day. By taking some sections of your lawn and installing native plants, you can improve our ecosystems, add beauty and color, and create a refuge for insects such as this beautiful common buckeye butterfly. Most people are familiar with boxwood and often ask for it when they're looking for something more evergreen and for a more formal situation. But why plant boxwood when you can use our native inkberry? It will perform the same function and it's native. Boxwood is now susceptible to disease, which has wiped many of them out in many different places, where inkberry tolerates many different kinds of soils and will tolerate very wet soils. This garden also includes obedient plants shown here, and called that because supposedly you can bend the stems and they're going to stay in place for a little while with how you bend them. But take a look. We're testing this out, see if that really works and whether this plant is really obedient or not. It is a native that you can easily grow in your garden in full sun or part shade. A lovely shady spot is sited under 2 hawthorn trees with benches for people to rest at, and the bright chartreuse color in the front is Goatsbeard with smooth hydrangea in the back. This path then ends with a short path to a water feature. Here's a lovely water feature with a low fountain featuring Virginia sweetspire, and the fountain contains a number of native water plants. The plants that are featured in here are Arrowhead, Marsh marigold in the center, and fragrant water lily. Westchester County is one of the many growing number of municipalities that now require that public properties use only native plants and prohibit the use of invasive plants. Hopefully more and more of our municipalities will do the same. Here, our aromatic aster, this variety is October Skies, is cleverly being used as a hedge. Imagine this covered with blue flowers in the fall. Behind it, we have our native 9-bark with the red leaves. These shrubs grow very tall and can be pruned to keep the size in check. But this must be quite a sight in October when the aromatic aster is in bloom. Are you looking for a ground cover for a hot, dry, sunny site? Well, consider purple lovegrass. You can even use this on slopes where it would control erosion and you wouldn't have to mow it. It is clump forming and supports one of our native skipper butterflies. Isn't this a great alternative to pink mullygrass, which is attractive but is an alien and is not hardy in our areas? It really doesn't return most times from the winters. So consider purple lovegrass. When looking for a ground cover, many people turn to Pachysandra. However, we have a native version that you can use called Allegheny spurge. This is something where you can use it and is not as invasive as Pachysandra. So if you have a small space and want to cover some ground, you're going to be happy with it. If you're looking for a ground cover that's a little more aggressive than Allegheny spurge, try golden groundsel. This one will spread a bit more rapidly, and in the spring it is just gorgeous with yellow blooms. And again, native and fantastic ground cover that fills itself with yellow blooms in the spring. The ground cover in the front is fragrant sumac. Behind it you have what in the late summer into early fall is an absolutely stunning shrub, and that's beautyberry. It has flowered. Now we're waiting for it to produce its bright purple berries that are just absolutely amazing. This will be something that you would walk by and it'll immediately grab your attention when you do. Here is an example of what you can do in a small garden or in a small corner of a garden, somewhere a corner of your house. If there's a tree or if there are some shrubs, place some shrubs in the back, perhaps like an oak leaf hydrangea, and then include some ferns in the area. Many of our native ferns are deer resistant and would look lovely. Will give you and your guests a place to sit and rest rather than having to try and grow lawn in an area that won't take it because it doesn't have enough sun. So consider doing something like this in your shady little corner. The Native Plant Center includes the Lady Bird Johnson demonstration garden, which is more of a meadow. Here, maintenance would be very low. You're just letting a lot of plants grow. You have a beautiful viburnum here. Look at the berries. The goldenrod is getting ready to bloom. Look for the yellow. You have the Joe-Pye weed along with the, look for the purple, the New York ironweed. Just very lovely, very tall, colorful, and extremely friendly to our insect population, which we need to help out. Often our homes contain very large front lawns that provide really no life, no activity. Wouldn't it be better to turn some of that lawn into a meadow that requires no mowing, only once a year, and much less maintenance? Think about the birds you will be attracting, the insects you will be attracting, the time you will be saving in mowing weekly, and the money that you will be saving in lawn services and chemicals and pesticides that are harmful to the environment and harmful to humans, causing cancer. Wow, take a look. There's a goldfinch. You should be able to see a number of pollinators flying about on the Joe-Pye, such as the silver-spotted skipper. So fun because they have this white splash on their wings that look like someone has thrown a dab of paint on them. But Joe-Pye grows tall, blooms in the late summer, does tend to bloom for a long time, and is just a magnet of activity. Just look at all the lovely sunflowers here. It's just an amazing sight. Look at the New York ironweed again, with many butterflies, skippers, bees, and other pollinators swarming around it. Mountain mint is a fantastic plant for the meadow. Something you don't have to worry about. It will spread and will provide a food source for so many pollinators. If you have a large patch of lawn on your property, consider turning it into a meadow. By planting a meadow, you will be benefiting so many insects, and you will be providing food for birds, both in the form of the insects they eat and in the seeds produced by the plants. And doesn't this look a whole lot more interesting than a short lawn? Today, hopefully you have been inspired to replace some of your non-native plants with a great native that will perform so many functions and help our ecosystems. Please subscribe to get more information and also look at our Facebook page for additional details on the plants discussed today. Have a great day, and please try to improve your own garden with our natives.